Welcome back to another episode of Boot or Bluescreen, where we diagnose and fix PCs. This particular PC came from a person on Facebook Marketplace. This is a Ryzen 3600 with an RTX 3060. Nice little PC, actually fairly nice case. I do see a little bit of damage on the side over here, but we'll look at all of that in just a minute. For that, let's get into the messages. But before that, again, my cat Papacito told me to tell you guys to like and subscribe so he can continue watching cat grooming videos. So this individual reached out and said, I see your posts often. I have a PC I bought from a local builder a few months ago. The PC doesn't turn on anymore. I have already purchased a new PC, but was wondering if you'd be interested in buying the old PC. If not, no worries. To which I replied, I might be interested in it, but it highly depends on the specs and also the price. I've seen power supplies fry entire systems before, so there's always a risk. I do fix PCs and would be willing to take a look at it and diagnose it as a secondary option to outright selling it. Now, as you can see in the messages here, I ended up offering $125, and to some that might seem a little bit low, but in my defense, I've had quite a few computers show up with abundance of broken parts, and sometimes I wonder if the person selling it did it on purpose, or maybe even it was a power supply and it took out a whole bunch of stuff. So, and this is no jab at this person selling this to me. They were extremely nice and they haven't blocked me or anything. So if there's anything majorly wrong, I can hit them back. But at $125, I mean, the case is like 50 bucks. Like, hopefully the card's good. Whatever we can get out of this, I'm sure it's gonna be worthwhile. So right out of the gate, one of the first things I noticed was that this frame of this PC case is kind of wobbly. And as you can probably see right here, the PC foot is all dented in. It's also very loose. The other ones are a little bit better. This one is basically really loose. And you might be able to see it right here. There's kind of like a seam popping out, but I'll see if I can fix that a little bit. It's not terrible. So initially, I didn't see anything that was completely like crazy obvious in here that's a problem. There's some like loose wires and stuff, and I did realize that the cooler was sort of flipped. I actually reached back out to the guy and he told me that he had done that. He had kind of taken apart the PC and put it back together. To his credit, he was like, I've never done it. I know the builder who built this, and I'm pretty sure like he usually does a pretty good job, but we're gonna check all of that stuff out. Anyways, let's power it up. All right, got the power supply plugged in and power is on. And one of the first things I like to do is also check and see, a lot of these boards have lights, and I noticed there's no lights happening on this board right now. I also do see a few missing screws in the motherboard. Oh, here's the power button here. Yeah, nothing at all. Not a single. So at this point, I'm gonna check the power supply. I feel like that's probably the first thing I should be checking. The one thing that's kind of funny is like this computer has a little bit of dirt, but not that much. And the case itself looks pretty new. So I'm wondering, like, I don't know if the components were cleaned out. By the way, this was another thing too. He undid all the zip ties. So this was not the builder. So just wanted to make sure that was abundantly clear. So I'm not gonna lie, I've actually used these in the past and I stopped using them, mostly because a lot of people gave me flack and I learned that they were just not good units. This one, I believe, is on the F scale, or F chart, I forget what it's called. But yeah, so we're gonna check this because I'm questioning if this is the whole problem. All right, you guys wanna start making guesses in the comments? Ready? 3, 2, 1. So this is gonna start spinning. Wow, okay, never mind, it looks like it's working. This unit looks fairly new too. So with this thermal take reader, you can basically power it on and then run through the 12 volt, 5 volt, and 3.3. And pretty much this unit's looking good. It would have failed at this point if there was anything wrong. Now, I'm actually gonna swap out that unit anyways, even though it works, and put this 600 in, just because honestly it's more my style and I won't have to worry about it going bad. Now it's time to take out this GPU. Hopefully there is nothing wrong with this, because this is where the money's at. If there's anything wrong with the GPU, I'm gonna be I can't be annoyed because I do this to myself. So I can only slap myself. Also, this is so close down here. Let me show you guys this. I don't know if I'm gonna leave this. Maybe, I'm not sure, but these fans are super close. They actually don't hit at all, which is kind of surprising. And it does work, but I don't know. All right, we're gonna pop the card on the old trusty test bench and hope for a post. Let's see. Well, that's a good sign already. There we go, got a post. All right, so we don't necessarily know if the card is 100% good, but this is a good indicator that it's probably fine.
All right, I don't know what to do, so I guess I'm gonna ask ChatGPT, what's wrong with my PC? Throw your PC in the trash. All right, sounds good. Thanks, ChatGPT.
So this now leaves us in a little bit of a tough spot. We can start taking out memory modules, but let's see if the actual motherboard gets some light in it first. All right, so I'm flicking it on right now. And again, I'm not seeing any indication of light, and I happen to know, actually, there's flickering. Actually, let me dim this really quick. Now the light's dim, you can see right there, there's a little bit of flickering. I'll zoom in. So in the PCIe slot right here, you can see a flashing light, and this means two things, basically. Either it's the CPU or the motherboard. So to make sure nothing is shorting on the motherboard itself, I'm actually just gonna pull the board out completely, and we're gonna test it on the test bench. I'm trying to skis by, and I was like, maybe I don't have to take these fans out, but everything is stuck behind the fan, so these gotta come out too. Can leave that like that. There's a lot of screws missing here. So we got 1, 2, we have 3 screws in this board. There's always one stuck standoff. All right, let's place the board on the test bed. And the reason I'm doing this again is just to remove any issues from the PC case. That does happen occasionally. I've seen it happen on the cheaper PC cases, but so I'm highly doubtful it has anything to do with RAM, but just because, to get it out of the way, let's stick a new stick of working Corsair in this slot here. We're not hooking up a GPU, we're just trying to see if the board posts. All right, there's the power button, and we're still seeing flashing. I don't even know if I want to hit that button. Actually, I'm not going to, because I can still see it flashing. If I turn the light off, see it flashing under the board too. So we are at the point where it's probably the CPU or the motherboard, and I do not have another motherboard, but I do have a couple of these 2nd gen Ryzen CPUs, and I know that these are good. I've used them before. So I think what I'm gonna do is change the CPU out and see if that's it. And if it's not it, then I'm gonna have to order another board. Switching to freehand so you guys can see, but there's really not a lot of paste. Maybe it's because he took the cooler off and that's why it was upside down. I don't really know, but it's abnormally low. There is paste, it's just very low. Out with the old and in with the older. And just a quick examination of the pins on this 3600. We're seeing no issues at all. And yeah, look at that paste. It's there, but it's so subtle. And it is actually a 3600, as you can see up top. Now at this point, I'm not even gonna bother with the cooler. I did stick one of the original memory sticks back in. I just wanna see what happens. Look at that. The light is on and it looks like it's good. Just for the heck of it, let's take this out and put the other CPU back in. I'm just curious what happens here. So this is the original. The second the bar goes down, it's flashing. Pull it out, put in the new one, and we're good. Yeah, so this is a thing that I've seen a bunch of times now. A lot of AM4 CPUs, specifically like 3rd gen 3600s, die. I am gonna turn it on really quick with nothing on there. I just wanna see what happens. If we get power here, and I'll turn it off immediately after. Yeah, I'm getting power here. And it's getting warm. Not hot yet, but 38 watts. Okay, yep, turning it off. I also have an abundance of these AM4 coolers kicking around, so instead of cleaning out that old one and taking a lot of time, I'm just gonna put a new one on there. Slap that on there, slap on that paste. So I did notice that the builder had run the cables over here. I'm going to actually use a splitter and run them to the CPU op and then just control the rest of the fans on that. There's no reason for insane fans in this system. So I was kind of making fun of these ugly green cables in my last video, but actually they're kind of growing on me, especially after my favorite subscriber, one of my best subs, said he liked them. So I think I'm actually going to use them in this build.
Are you about to install an old GPU without repasting it? Stop, don't make a fool out of yourself. Repaste that graphics card for somebody else.
Stop it. Get some help.
Now again, guys, I know this local builder, and it's not a problem that this hasn't been repasted, but it's just gonna irk me if I don't do it. The temp's probably fine, but it is a couple years old, so we might as well get it done. And as you can see, that paste is mostly dried up, so we're just gonna put some alcohol on there and wipe it all off.
So for the thermal paste, we're going to be using MX4 Arctic, which is a really good thermal paste, and will do a good job on the GPU. As for putting this back together, it was pretty simple. There's a total of 8 screws on the back, 2 fan headers, and 1 RGB header.
All right, now we can install the GPU, and yeah, I'm gonna leave the fans. I know they're a little bit crazy, but it is what it is, and sadly, RGB does sell a lot easier. I need to find a PCIe bracket thing here. I noticed they had the cable going over this way. It's a little bit tight here, especially with the fans in the way. That's probably why they had it that way. I think we can do it. I think we can make it cool too. Let me screw it in first. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of like it. It's a little funky. Shows the green a little bit more than just like hiding it. And I think I'm gonna leave it. Look at that, they left the peel on the inside. I was about to wash out my fingerprints. Lucky. So this little thing is kind of growing on me. So let's power it up and see if it runs. So this is something I would do, and I find this really funny, and also I have like newfound admiration for this builder. Up here, you'll notice that this IO shield has been cut, and for whatever reason, the rest of it lines up almost perfectly. Like this is almost a one-to-one Asus Prime IO shield. All right, time for the moment of truth. Probably gonna take a little while because first boot. Wow, actually, oh, we already booted it before, that's why. So I haven't touched this BIOS at all. This is actually the latest version of this BIOS, which means it was updated. And yeah, so we got 16 gigs of RAM. There's some funny behavior going on with the fans making strange noise, so we'll figure that out. But also, while we're at it, before we go into Windows, I do want to clear the boot keys and install fresh ones so we can play Battlefield 6. And it might be hard to hear, but I'm gonna show you guys. Listen to the fans. Notice the weird engine revving sound? Well, that's because DC is on. It should be PWM. We're gonna put this on silent. Apply all the settings. This button is really easy to hit down here. I keep hitting it and turning off this computer, and it's kind of annoying. But all right, so turning the computer back on, as you can see, there are no fans in the bottom. We're actually on to a different day. This is the second day. Last night, I left this benchmarking on Heaven and a few Time Spy runs, and so far it's pretty good. The last thing I need to check, and you guys saw this in the last episode where I was testing the 2080 Ti, and after a Port Royal 20-time loop, it still didn't fail, but I jumped onto Battlefield 6 and it immediately failed after like an hour and a half. But I also want to test Battlefield 6 because everyone asks about this game when I list these computers for sale. So let's jump into some Battlefield 6. We are at 1440p, and the reason is, I think if I drop this down to 1080p, it's not really going to matter because of the probable bottleneck that's coming from that 2600, but we will see in just a second. All right, so we're in the game. I'm not going to be focusing on getting kills. It's not about that, and I also kind of suck at this game. But yep, so far about 86, 87, 90, not too bad. Now, obviously, if you play Conquest, you're gonna have probably a lower FPS. Let's see what happens if we change FSR to performance. Might be a difference, might not be. It really depends on the CPU. If the CPU can't push it anymore, yeah. Well, we're up to about 100 now. That's a little bit better, feels a little bit better. Back down to the 80s though. Yeah, I didn't really change it too much. Let's see here, but I mean, it feels smooth, so it's not like we're getting a bad experience. Yeah, let's drop this down to 1080p and see what it does. I got a feeling you're gonna see this percentage up here just go way down and you're not gonna see an FPS change, but I don't know. Let's see what it does. That's 1080. apply. All right, we're at 1080 and exactly as I said, 64%, 69% usage. We're getting no performance increase. So we are definitely constrained to the performance of the CPU mostly here. Not so much at 1440p, we were seeing it closer to what it should be performing at. The ideal situation would be to upgrade to like a 5600X 3D or something like that. Finally. All right, I'm doing this on purpose because last time I sat in front of Battlefield, the card died behind me, and that was the 2080 Ti in the last video. So hopefully it doesn't happen again, but yeah, it's running just in case. I'm gonna leave it like this for a little bit and play around a little bit more before, actually, I just got kicked. But anyways, tell me what you guys think down below. It's time to list this up for sale. I'm not gonna do part of the video where we go and meet the guy or anything because I haven't even listed it, so it might take a little bit to sell.
So oddly enough, this actually sold on Thanksgiving Day pretty fast. Dude came out, picked it up, was extremely happy with it, and yeah, that's that.
Let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll see you guys in another video. Peace.